Hey Deckers, I thought I would dive into Runescape Dragonwilds as it seems quite popular, and also I needed a break from testing June Awakening. First impressions on this were not great on the Steam Deck, but I have managed to get this running actually okay using the low preset with a 30 frame rate limit and keeping the upscaling on TSR on auto. Then things are pretty playable, although when you do get the random dragon encounters, it can be a little bit annoying as far as the frame rate goes, although it does dip down to around 20. It's surprisingly stable and doesn't actually feel so bad, especially when you're just trying to stay alive. Though one of the annoying aspects of this game is I've died more to things like chickens than I have to things like dragons or goblins. Mostly because I will manage to escape a lot of these encounters, as you'll see here, and then when I try and heal up, I'll just get randomly attacked by a chicken, which will just kill me before I've managed to turn around and kill it back. Unfortunately, that does seem to be a theme for the game, but with this 30 cap, it is pretty solid, even when we have some spectacular scenes like things with the dragon up close. Unfortunately though, there's something odd. I think obviously it's an early access game, but there are areas on the map that just look absolutely normal, but also just plummet that frames per second down into the low 20s. Again, it actually seems fairly stable when this happens, so it's not the end of the world, and 30 cap for the most part is where you'll sit. But it does still push around 21 to 23 watts as well, so you're only going to look around 2 to 3 hours gameplay. There are some other annoying bugs. Inventory management and crafting is extremely tedious with controller, especially with the inventory. It doesn't seem to allow you to switch whether you're going from the box to your inventory very easily, so you have to keep using the mouse shortcut on the Steam Deck with the trackpad to switch between those two. And this is even more the case with the crafting bench at the moment. For some reason with the crafting bench there is no mapping to the craft button, whereas this is why on other craft areas the main crafting table isn't mapped. So you will need to use the touchscreen to craft, or using that mouse shortcut, which is what you'll see me do quite a lot when I'm recording, as it's not using the Steam Deck screen, I'm using pass-through recording. So you'll see that it will flash like I'm trying to press the button, which is A, but I have to use the mouse shortcut to actually trigger it, or the touchscreen, as I said. There's also the issue with being able to destroy gear. It actually shows the mapping incorrectly. So if you are trying to destroy something in your inventory, it's actually LB and hold X, not just hold X as it says, as that will actually equip the item. Took me ages to figure that out, so hopefully that will get you a little bit closer to normality in this one. Apart from those tedious things, it's not too bad, and if you are into the kind of magic cross survival, then this is definitely a good game for you to try. However, it is extremely grindy. You rank up massively quick every time you're using skills in the lower levels, but it takes a long time. I'm about 4 or 5 hours into this, and I've barely left the first area because it just takes so long to get everything ready. There's also the issue with multiplayer servers. They are available and you can play perfectly fine with the Steam Deck right now. However, they are kind of peer-to-peer hosted and also maxed out at 4 players. So there's no dedicated servers. You can only play with your friends if you are both online or when the host is online. So this definitely needs some more work. They said they are working on dedicated servers, but it's extremely annoying not being able to play with your friends, especially as how grindy this game is. You do need to have multiple people really to make it a little bit more enjoyable, rather than spending a few hours cutting trees, because resource gathering is also incredibly slow. Let me know in the comments below if you're diving into this one on deck, or you're going to wait for a few more updates on those dedicated servers before you really dive in and play. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.